Sahana bhunaktu sahaviyam karavavahai tejasvi avadhitamastu ma vidvishavai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityo Mritangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Guten Morgen, Guru. All of you had your breakfast? Okay, very good. Sunday is a holiday. But you are working on Sunday also. So, same is the condition with us also. One of our Swami, who is in Chandigarh now, he used to joke. See, on weekdays we are active, on weekends we are overactive. So our conditions have become like that. Right. Please see page number 75 and 80. Today we are taking up these two quotes. My topic for today is the secret of work. You should work like a master and not as a slave. Work incessantly, but not do slave's work. Pay as much attention to means as to the end. Page number 80. Misery comes through attachment, not through work. As soon as we identify ourselves with the work we do, we feel miserable. But if we do not identify ourselves with it, we do not feel that misery. You should work like a master, not like a slave. So 90% of us work like slaves only. What it means to work like a master. You know, in the Bhagavad Gita, we have a phrase, Karmanye vadikaraste ma phaleshu kadashana. Krishna advises Arjuna. Arjuna, to work alone you have the right, but not to expect the fruits of your action. Okay? If you have the fruit of action in mind, then you are a slave of action. You are not really a master. You are not working in freedom. You work in slavery. And also the Lord says there, Nimitta Matra Bhava Savyasachin. Oh Savyasachi, you be my instrument. It's not actually you who act. It's I who make everybody act. Everything that is in there in this universe is only my instrument. So to work with detachment. Swami is saying misery comes through attachment, not through work as such. But most of us think that the work actually brings us misery. Work never brings you misery. You have an expectation with regard to the outcome of work. You expect something. That expected something has not come. That gives you misery. So that expectation itself is slavery, Swami is saying. Now, how it is possible, Swamiji, if I am not interested in karma phala, why should I engage in action itself in the first place? కర్మ ఫలం మీద నాకు ఆసక్తి లేకపోతే అసలు కర్మ ఎందుకు చేయాలంటారు, హాయిగా ఖాళీకి కూర్చుంటారంటారు. ఓకే, బట్ యూ కాంట్ సిట్, ఇట్స్ నాట్ ఈజీ టు సిట్ ఐడిల్. ఓకే, ఏమీ పని లేకుండా కూర్చోవటం సాధ్యపడదు. ఎక్సెప్ట్ ఎ యోగి హూ హ్యాస్ ట్రాన్సెండెడ్ మైండ్, నో బడీ ఎల్స్ కెన్ సిట్ బికాజ్ యూ హ్యావ్ థాట్స్ కీప్ కమింగ్. It is easy to walk, it is easy to engage oneself in work than to sit idle. Okay, when you sit idle, your mind, your thoughts actually will prey on you. You just make an experiment with yourself. Okay, it's always easy to get engaged with some kind of work rather than sitting idle or sitting with oneself, because that sitting with oneself is a higher idea. To transcend the mind, that is actually a long struggle is required. Only when you transcend the mind, you will be able to get immersed in yourself. Then you are a Buddha. Then you have attained nirvana. Then the whole world will be drawn towards you. That's a long goal. So Swami is saying now, misery comes through attachment and not through work. So learn to work with detachment. That is actually a master's action. Once you, what happens when you become free from this, attachment to the result? Most of the times, what happens? Because we are attached to the fruit of action, you won't be able to concentrate on the process. Swami is saying here in the first quote, pay as much attention to means as to the end. There are two things here in karma and action. Means, the process of action, and a product, the result or the outcome. Once you are concentrated, once you're focused on the outcome or the result, you can't really focus on the means, the process. You have only one mind. You can't give it two simultaneously. So forget about the end, forget about the outcome, forget about the result, forget about the phala of your action. Just be immersed in the process itself, action itself. 100% attention you give to the means. The end is automatically taken care of. Once you perfect the means, end will automatically happen. But if you're focused on the end, you can't concentrate on the means, automatically slipshod action, inefficient action will proceed out of you. So it's always important actually to focus only on the means, not on the end. That's actually a master's action. Tasmad asaktaha satatam karyam karma samachara asakto hi acharan karma paramapnoti purushaha. This is the kind of gist of Bhagavad Gita, message of the Bhagavad Gita. Learn to work with detachment. If you have set your mind on the outcome of your action, if you have set your mind on the results, you are a slave of your action. Learn to work in freedom. Learn to work in love. When you work with love, actually maximum efficiency comes into action. Most of the times we get, exhausted quickly in no time. కొంచెం పని చేసేసరికి కలిసిపోతాం. ఎందుకంటే మన మనసంతా ఫ్రూట్ మీద ఉంది కాబట్టి. What if I don't get this? Because I am actually so much of time I am spending, so much of energy I am giving, yes, so much of time I am giving. So when you have this calculation in your mind gets exhausted. Once you become free from this fear of getting or not getting the fruit of action, then you are like a lion. One individual will become like 1,000 individuals. That much of energy and that much of strength comes out of you. Okay? But 90% of us, we work like slaves. You just see Swami Vivekananda, how much of work he did. Just 10 years, from 29th year to 39th year. Buddha, how much he could do in one lifetime. They performed extraordinary actions, right? There's such a short span of time for Vivekananda and Shankaracharya. 32 years he lived. But just see the action. Because they never attached themselves to the results. They worked in freedom and with love and with great passion. They are passionately involved with their action, but absolutely detached from the fruit of their action. Never cared for the results. That's why they could work so much in just one lifespan. So we all look at, in wonderment at their actions and the thing that we could achieve in one lifetime. So this is the secret of work. Work like a master, never like a slave. Never care for the results. I work for the sake of work alone. I don't care for the results. A hero will say this. Keep saying continuously to yourself and motivate yourself, says, I am not a slave of the fruit of action. I work for the sake of work. I work in freedom. I work in love. Okay? Then you just see how much of quality improvement comes into your action. Okay? Thank you. Nice day.